What's going on, everybody? Welcome to BucosLocker. Come on in. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And here we go. How's everybody doing? Come on in. Come on in. And here we go. Come on in. You know what time it is. It's locker room time. Let's get in the locker room. Let's have a conversation for about an hour. Let's get to it. You know what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. It's a sad day, man. Man, this is just... What are we doing here, man? Here we go, man. Here we go. Come on in, man. Here we go, man. Come on in. Who in the building, man? Who in the building? We got people coming in and everything. Getting everybody a chance to get in the building, man. Bucs 4-4. They lose to the Falcons 31-26. I watched the game, folks. I'm watching the game again right now. I don't know, man. I mean, we're going to get down to it. We're going to get right down to it, man. Bucs got a top 10 roster. Top 10 GM. Top 10 quarterback. Top 10 defense. Top 10 O-line. Top 10 kicker. Just saying, man. I mean, reality always wins. The reality of the matter. Reality always wins over feelings. What did I warn y'all before the season started? What did I tell y'all about? What did I tell y'all about the season? Ty Bowles, Baker Mayfield combination is very limited. You guys didn't want to believe me. Tried to tell y'all, man. Trying to tell y'all, man. Before the season started, I said a couple things that the Bucs cannot overcome. Cannot overcome injuries, and you cannot overcome bad coaching and very wishy-washy quarterback play. They're not good enough. They're not good enough to overcome this. There's multiple things that the Bucs got to do to win games moving forward. Can't turn the ball over. The coaching got to get better, and the defense got to get better. And what's the problem with the Bucs right now? All three things are a problem. I don't want to hear about no stats. I don't want to hear about no 300 yards. I don't want to hear none of that because I've heard that before. I don't want to hear nothing about yards. Oh, the Bucs, I don't want to hear it. Because none of it matters when you lose because we remember as Bucs fans, we went through this with Jameis Winston. You put up some yards, you throw some interceptions, we get an L. That's what Baker looks like right now. He looks like Jameis Winston, turning the ball over. Can't do that. I'm not letting him ride on that. I'm not letting him ride for that reason. We gave Winston hell for turning the ball over. Guess what? Baker Mayfield, it's your turn too. The Bucs are not good enough to win games like that. Poor coaching, quarterback turned the ball over, turnover-worthy plays, and a bad defense. We saw this with Jameis Winston, Dort Cutter. We saw this already. He's doing what Winston did. We saw this already. Winston led the league in touchdowns and interceptions and yards. Baker is doing the same thing. Top 5 in scoring, top 3 in yards, top number 1 in touchdowns, yards, all this stuff. We saw this before with Jameis Winston. The more Baker Mayfield throws the ball, the more turnover prone he becomes. Baker Mayfield is exactly what I thought he is, a mediocre at best quarterback. Stats do not hide that. I tried to tell y'all about Baker Mayfield, Todd Bowles combination. Not good enough. The Bucs are a 4-4 team, exactly what they are, an average at best team. Keep chucking the ball around. There will be more interceptions that will occur this season, and I don't care if he leads the league in touchdown passes, but he will lead the league in interceptions, and the Bucs will not make the payoffs. That's exactly how it works. Let's keep chucking the ball around with a quarterback that is playing too freely. Chucking the ball around. What I tell y'all, the more you throw the ball, the more the opportunity for the team to intercept the ball. Liam Cohen is not recognizing this problem. You keep chucking up. Baker Mayfield is not a terrible quarterback, but we saw this story before. What part are you guys not understanding? Oh, the Bucs lead the league and pass the top 10. Blah, 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 blah. I am not impressed because I saw this already with Winston. Winston did the exact same thing. Big yards, touchdowns, interceptions. Just like we talked about, we lost games just like this. Baker cannot get a pass because he leads the league in touchdowns, and we're going to ignore that he has 10 interceptions. This is not the best version of Baker Mayfield. Liam Cohen needs to dial it back. Dial the crap back, Liam Cohen. Dial it back. Dial it back, Liam Cohen. Just dial it back. You think you're finna go somewhere chucking the ball around with Baker Mayfield? It's not going to work. The Bucs got a top 12 running game, something that the Bucs has never had. And they refuse to lean on that. 5.1 yards a carry, the best in team history, and they refuse to lean on the running game. It's chuck the ball around with Baker Mayfield. Chuck the ball around with Baker Mayfield. Chuck the ball around with Baker Mayfield. Dort Cutter did that with Winston. We saw this already, folks. 5 yards to carry. We've never had a running game. Never. And then the year that we get one, they want to chuck the ball around with Baker Mayfield. Dort Cutter did this. Todd Monken, who's the OC of the Ravens, but Dort Cutter did this with Winston, and Winston didn't have a running game. Winston never had a top 5 running game. Never had a top 10, top 15, top 20 running game. Baker has that, and Liam Cohen is doing the opposite. What are we doing here? It's not about Winston. It's about what we are seeing. We've never had a running game like this. Ever. That's insane. We've never had a running game like this, and we're not leaning on it. We're chucking the ball around like this is 2006, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 Tampa Bay Bucks. This is not the Jameis Winston show. This is not the Baker Mayfield show. Stop chucking the ball around. I try to tell y'all how football works. When you're a passing team, the more you throw the ball, the more you give defenses a chance to intercept the ball. We got a strong running game, and the Bucs don't want to do it. The gadgety Kentucky University offense is limited. It's only going to get you so far when you got a quarterback like Baker Mayfield. Why can't Liam Cohen see this? We got 3-headed running back, and we're chucking the ball around. What are we doing here? Run the freaking ball. This is so frustrating to watch. I do not want to see Baker Mayfield chucking the ball around. It's awful. I can care less about his freaking stats. We're 4-4 and we're going downhill. Control the clock with the running game. The gadgety college stuff, dump the ball off for 2 yards and let the player get 10. That only gonna get you so far, man. This is not college, Liam Cohen. This is the NFL. You better know how to run that freaking ball. And we got that. That's the confusing part about it. We got a freaking running game, and Liam Cohen think this is college football. Like, this is not college football, Liam Cohen. We're gonna run our offense horizontally, dump the ball off on east side, east and west, and have the running backs and tight ends get yards. What are we doing here? This is not University of Kentucky football, man. This is the NFL. You got to be able to control the clock, especially if you got a running. Why is nobody calling Liam Cohen out? Why is nobody talking about Liam Cohen for the play call in this game? Can anybody explain that? You got your 2 best receivers missing, and you chucking the ball around. What'd you expect? Baker Mayfield is average at best, will never be a tier 1, a tier 2 quarterback. Okay? Can y'all get that? Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? The yards and touchdowns will not cover it up. Baker Mayfield is not a terrible quarterback. He's at best a game manager. The yards and touchdowns will not cover up. It will not cover it up. Oh. Baker Mayfield is playing out of his mind. He is overachieving. Baker Mayfield is overachieving, folks. He's never been like this, ever in his career in the NFL, ever. Liam Cohen is doing a good job for masking Baker Mayfield's flaws. That's why he's dinking and dunking, and the Bucs is one of the top 10 teams in YAC, because when Baker Mayfield started chucking the ball around, it's interception city. I bet you over 50% of Baker Mayfield yards are freaking YAC. That's college style. College style offense. It's too easy to look at this offense and say, okay, man, run the ball. It is clear to see this. And maybe next game the Bucs just get down to running the ball, because the last 3 games have not been good for Baker Mayfield, and it's starting to become the norm. They talked about it, that the Bucs offense is pass heavy. Pass heavy. You got your 2 best receivers out and you're throwing the ball over 40 times. That don't make what NFL team is doing that? What NFL team in their right mind that's coached correctly, missing your 2 best receivers and you're chucking the ball around like we can still do what we want? It don't work like that. Your offense is going to look different. You're going to put your quarterback in harm's way of throwing that ball. The Bucs Liam Cohen is trying his hardest to mask Baker Mayfield's lack of passing skills consistently by doing the dump offs and a ton of YAC. Because you can't trust Baker consistently every game to throw the ball consistently. And then people are going to be like, oh, look at the stats. I don't care. Liam Cohen is masking Baker Mayfield's flaws. Baker Mayfield's overachieving, folks. Baker's struggling, man. A ton of yak. Why? When you have an offense that's based on yak, that tells you your quarterback is limited. That you got to get the ball out of his hands. That ain't gonna cut it for a full season, folks. I'm telling y'all right now, it's not. It'll get you yards, but it won't get you wins. And then let's talk about the defense. It's literally a college-style offense, folks. A college-style offense, and Baker Mayfield is still struggling. A college-style offense, and they still struggling. And I'm not saying Liam Cohen's not doing a terrible job, but the style of offense that he's trying to be, he's too one-sided right now. It's too one-sided. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, folks. This offense, if it doesn't lean on the running game, it's going to look good. It's going to be like putting sugar on boo-boo. But it's going to still taste like sugar honey iced tea. You can't cover up Dookie with sugar or honey. It's going to still taste like that. The numbers might look good, but it's not going to result in wins, and teams know this. Teams know this. What are we doing here, man? Then let's talk about the coaching, man. Head coach. Let's get to this coaching part, man. I'm just kind of frustrated with the offense this last couple of weeks. The Bucs offense is getting worse. Liam Cohen think he can chuck the ball around to running backs through the air and Cade Otton, and that's going to be successful. No, it's not. You got to run the ball and play good defense. The Bucs have yet to do that. And the head coaching is, I don't know what Todd Bowles is doing. The same issues I've been telling y'all about before the season started and during the season is the same issues I'm seeing now. Pass rush, secondary, coaching. This is too easy, folks. The Bucs are doing things good, but they are not consistent enough. That's the problem. They're lacking in multiple areas that's stopping them from being a really good team. Oh, by the way, Todd Bowles' record as a head coach for the Bucs is 21-21. Where are we going with that? I'm gonna keep telling y'all this, man. 21-21 as a head coach. Where are we going with that? That is not winning football, folks. That will not get you far in the long run. So let me give you all the team stats. Total yards, Bucs 432. Falcons 394. Bucs passing yards 330. Falcons 265. Bucs rushing yards 102. Falcons 129. Average yards per play 6 yards per play. Falcons 6.6. First downs, the Bucs had 24 first downs. Falcons had 20. Third downs, the Bucs was 9 for 14. Falcons 6 for 12. Fourth down, the Bucs were 1 for 4. Falcons 2 for 2. Total plays, the Bucs had 72 plays. Falcons had 60. Sacks allowed. Bucs allowed no sacks. The Falcons allowed 2 sacks. The Bucs punted 1 time. The Falcons punted 3 times. The Bucs had 6 penalties for 45 yards. The Falcons had 4 for 43. Fumbles lost. Bucs lost 1. The Falcons lost 0. Interceptions thrown 2. Bucs. Falcons 0. That's the game, folks. So in overall, the Bucs stat wise was better. And the Bucs time of possession 32 minutes and 34 seconds. The Falcons had the ball 27 minutes and 26 seconds. I think the refs robbed the Bucs as a touchdown. Kyle Pitts didn't score that touchdown, man. They stole the touchdown from they gave Kyle Pitts that touchdown. He didn't score that touchdown, man. I don't care what nobody say. I mean, there's nothing we can do. The game is over with, but Kyle Pitts didn't score that touchdown, bro. There's no how did they call that a touchdown? I'm watching the game. I'm like, you can plain as day, that was not a touchdown. They called it a touchdown. That was crazy. Winfield Jr. once again hustling. If you are running the ball around Winfield Jr. towards a touchdown, you better make sure you got that ball secure. No down the line shot. No side camera view. That's crazy. I'm watching the game right now. Greg Olsen, Matt Pereira said they had no side camera view. Really, NFL? All this technology, all this money y'all got no side camera view? That's crazy. Anyway, the Bucs pretty much dominated the game, but the turnovers, man, the fumble, the 2 interceptions is just that's the game, folks. This is what I'm saying. It don't matter how many yards you get because we didn't like that. We had a lot of yards when Winston was here, but nobody cared because we kept losing. So guess what? I got the same energy they all had when Winston was playing. I got the same energy now. I can care less about Baker Mayfield touchdowns and yards and all this. We're not winning. I don't give 2 sugar honey iced teas. We are not winning. Keep the same energy, Baker Bros. Keep the same energy, Baker Bros. Three turnovers. The Falcons had none. That's the game, folks. Oh, but look at the yards. Look at the yards. I can care less, Baker Bros. Because you didn't like it when the Bucs were top 5 passing, top 5 scoring, top 5 in passing touchdowns before Tom Brady. You didn't like that. All you kept talking about the Bucs losing, the turnovers. Well, guess what? The same sugar honey iced tea stuff is happening right now. Baker Bros, wake up. It's your guy. Your guy. I'm a Bucs fan first. But Baker Bros, I need you to answer the question. What is the deal? Come on, Baker Bros. Talk to me. Talk to me, man. Don't run now, Baker Bros. Don't give me the crap. Don't give me the excuses. Because we sure didn't give the other quarterbacks excuses. We didn't give Tom Brady no excuses. We damn sure didn't give Jameis Winston no excuses. I want to hear Jenna Lane and Greg Allman and Rick Stroud talk about Baker Mayfield's turnovers. I want to hear Bucs media talk about this. I want to hear Rick Stroud, Jenna Lane, Greg Allman talk about Baker Mayfield turnovers. Because they show dancing around like they don't want to talk about it. But guess what? When Winston was doing it, they was all making these articles and all kind of stuff. Hit pieces and all. But it all comes down to who you like, right? Bucs media? It's all about if the media like you. And then Baker Mayfield had a terrible throw. He missed Jalen McMillan. He was wide open. Jalen McMillan was wide open and he missed it. Straight missed it. Come on, Bucs media. What you doing? Come on, Bucs media. Keep the same energy. Because you made sure you talked about the other quarterbacks when Tom Brady was turning the ball over. You damn sure talked about Winston when he was turning that ball over. What's going on, Scott Reynolds? Come on, man. Come on, man. No excuses, man. I don't want to hear it. I can care less about excuses. I don't live by woulda, shoulda, coulda, and this didn't happen. The NFL, you win games with the players on the field. Because guess what? When we beat the Eagles, when they was missing A.J. Brown and they lost Devontae Smith, we sure didn't give him no sorry. No, we didn't give him no mercy. We sure didn't care about them missing their receivers. You think teams care about the Bucs missing Evans and Godwin? They happy. Now the Falcons are 4-0 in the division. So we can't go 9-8 and the Falcons go 9-8. Guess what? Now we got to win at least 10 games. The Bucs got to win 10 games. And that might not be enough to get in. Like, basically, the Bucs got to win the division. They got to win the division, folks. You ain't getting no wild card. That means down the stretch, after the bye week, the Bucs literally going to have to go 6-0. They got to go 6-0, folks. Because they're not beating the 49ers and the Chiefs. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. Just based on what I've seen. Oh, man. 4-6 bye week. Guess what? Win 6 in a row. I'm sorry. Win 7 in a row. Win 7 in a row. You go 11-6 or 5-1. They got to go. They got to go. They got to go 6-1 or 7-0 after the bye week, just to get to the playoffs. To win the division, because you got to think that the Falcons going to win at least 9 games. Joe Tryon, man, what is going on with Tryon and Clancy and Vita and Logan Hall, man? A secondary not good. Thunderbird, he got beat a few times. We're not beating the Chiefs and the 49ers, folks. I'm just going to let y'all know, just going into both games, how are we going to beat those two teams? What are we going to do against those teams, folks? What are we going to do? Those teams are a beast. Every time you play the 49ers and Chiefs, you're going to be injured. You're going to be beat up. How are we going to beat them? Now, can we beat them? Of course. Don't get me wrong. We can beat the 49ers. We can beat the Chiefs. Don't get me wrong. But you know what it's going to take? And our depth is terrible. We got terrible depth. But remember, Jason Light, top 10 GM, top 5 GM. How in the hell are you a top 5 GM? Winfield Jr. has not been playing well. Our depth is not good, folks. I told y'all this. We're top heavy. Jason Light need 2 more drafts to get this depth right, man, because this depth is terrible. We got no depth in the secondary, no depth at linebacker. Our D-line is not good, and Todd Bowles is not good. A recipe for disaster. Because last year, the Bucs was giving up, 19 points a game? Like, the Bucs defense has fallen off a cliff. I mean, Liam Cohen is doing a good job. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on him, but he's having a hard time being consistent. The Bucs are having a hard time with consistency, man. Can't overcome injuries and poor coaching and poor quarterback play. That's all I was trying to tell y'all before the season started. And some of y'all didn't want to listen to me. 12 wins, 13 wins. I'm like, where are you getting this from? I'm going to nitpick these fans that talk about 13, 12 wins. I'm going to nitpick all season long because your football mind is ridiculous. And it's nothing personal against those fans, those Bucs fans that was talking about 12, 13 wins, but your football knowledge is ridiculous. Your football knowledge, your football mindset is in another world. You're not thinking about football. You're thinking about straight up being a Buc fan, biased Buc fan. You're not even being realistic, and you look goofy right now. Goofy. 12, 13 wins. Goofy. You look really goofy. Because anybody would have told you that. What are you doing? Where are you getting 13 and 12 wins from? Because I feel like the Bucs can win those games. I can care less about your feelings. Get to the reality of the situation. They are an average team at best. What more evidence do you need? You're gonna look real goofy at the end of the season. I promise you. And we can put money on that too. You're gonna look real goofy at the end of the season. And don't take it personal because you're not gonna win. I couldn't believe when I heard some of these Bucs fans talk about 12, 13 wins. I'm like, what in the flying freaking French toast they talking about? Baker Mayfield is not good with the deep ball. He's never been a good deep ball thrower. I love me some Jesse Bates. Boy. Top 3 safety, man. Jesse Bates is really like that. Winfield Jr. got to tighten up, man. Got to tighten up, Baker Mayfield. It's hard, man. It's hard being a Buc. Baker Mayfield, 37 for 50, 330 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Y'all remember when we played Detroit? and Jared Goff threw the ball 55 times. I want y'all to go back and look at Detroit's passing attempts since the game against the Bucs. So what we do know, even though we beat Detroit, even though we beat Philly, both teams are better right now. Think about that. We beat the Eagles and we beat Detroit. Two teams with 5 or more wins. But guess what? Both teams are better than the Bucs right now. Nobody is putting the Bucs over the Eagles or the Lions. Oh, we beat the Lions. We on top of the world. I told y'all to calm down. Even though we beat the Lions, I still believe that the Lions were the better team. Even though we beat the Lions, and great win. That was a great win for the Bucs on the road. Hell of a job by Todd Bowles and the defense. But even after that game, I said to myself, the Lions are the better team. Not even close. We beat the Eagles. And I'm like, well, the Eagles, I don't know. But guess what? Right now, the Eagles are better. $37 for 50. Go back and I want y'all to go back. Go back since the Bucs game, since the Lions, since Jared Goff played the Bucs. Go back and find me a game that Jared Goff threw the ball 55 times, 45 times. Go back and find me a game. After the Bucs game, Ben Johnson woke the hell up. He said, I'm not going to have Jared Goff throw the ball 40, 45, 50 times a game. I'm not doing that. I got David Montgomery and I got Jahmyr Gibbs. Are you kidding me? With a top 5 O-line? Molly, I know the Eagles are healthy. If the Eagles had Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, that's a different ball game. Maybe we still win. I don't know, but I'm just telling you. When you look at the rankings, I promise you, the Eagles and the Lions are going to be way above the Bucs. Not even close. 50 times, throw the ball 50 times. That's not winning football. I'm just saying, that's not winning football. Terrence Montgomery, I know. It's not winning football 50 times. When you're throwing the ball 50 times, that's a problem. Liam Cohen, wake up. Todd Bowles, wake up. Wake the hell up, Liam Cohen. Against the next game, run the freaking ball, man. I'm looking at Joe Triansto, man. It's like this dude, man. Nah, man. That was a miss by Jason Light, bro. $37 for 50. Joe Tryon is a bust. Logan Hall, no man, it ain't it. KJ Britt is awful. He said, Terrence said, we playing like the Little Giants. KJ Britt is terrible. What is he doing out there? He don't belong out there. KJ Britt don't belong out there. He's a special teams guy. It's over with in my Mopar Buck boys. in my Mopar Buck voice, it's over with for KJ Britt. Over with. In my Mopar Buck voice, over with. KJ Britt is terrible. I'm watching the game right now, folks. Can you hear it? KJ Britt can't cover nobody. But yet, Todd Bowles keep trotting them out there. But back to Jason Light. He missed on Logan Hall. He missed on Joe Tryon Stowinka. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. No, the Bucs are in trouble. You got Anthony Nelson running out there, rushing the passer. Can't get no pressure, and the statue of Kirk Cousins can't get back there. Braswell not good enough right now. KJ Britt is awful. Bucky Irvin, 9 carries for 44 yards, 4.9 yards a carry. Rachaad White, 6 for 29. Jalen McMillan, reverse 1 for 17. Baker, 3 for 11. Sean Tucker had 2 carries. Sean Tucker had 2 carries for 3 yards. Sean Tucker, I repeat, had 2 carries for 3 yards. What are we doing? Sean Tucker had an awesome game 2 weeks ago. And all of a sudden, he just go ghost. They keep thinking Rachaad White is the guy. Come on, Liam Cohen. That's asinine. Sean Tucker is the better running back. Rachaad White is a third down running back. That's what he is. And they won't accept it. 6 carries for 29 yards. Come on, man. Sean Tucker needs to get more carries, man. How you have a top 10 running game and don't run, but you're throwing the ball 50 times? Come on, man. I mean, the running backs. Let me see. 9 carries, 6 carries. That's 15. Sean with 2. Yeah. So for the running backs, the carries for the running backs this game, now keep this in mind, folks. A top 10 running game. The running backs, the 3 running backs had a total of 17 carries. Let me repeat, folks. The running back carries, rushes. The rushes from running backs only. 17 carries with a top 10 run game, and they threw the ball 50 times. That's basically a 2.91 ratio. 2.9 to 1 ratio. You're throwing the ball too much. Baker too much. He get out of that swagoo crap. He trying to be Mr. Swag. Cut it out, man. Play ball. Baker Mayfield think he's the swagoo guy. Play quarterback, man. Cut the swag out. Get rid of the commercials, man. Think he's this Mr. Swagoo guy. I'm Mr. Swagoo. I got swag. It's gotten worse every week, folks. The turnovers, the bad throws, it's getting worse. I'm telling y'all, Baker Mayfield is one game away from basically crashing out. One more game, he's going to crash out. One more, it's going to be one of those. Remember when Jameis Winston had that game against the Panthers where he had 5 interceptions, 1 touchdown? Baker Mayfield is one game away from that. It's like you can see it coming. You can see Baker Mayfield having the game 275 yards, 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. You can see it coming. It's like you can see it coming. You can see it coming. My friend's god sister is married to Ty Bowles. One of my good friends, his god sister is married to Ty Bowles. Sean Tucker with 2 carries. Get the hell out of here. Anyway, shout out to Cade Otton. 9 catches for 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was all in the first quarter, basically. And then after that, Cade Otton went ghost. Bucky Irvin, 7 catches for 40 yards. Rashad White, 5 for 38. Jalen McMillan, 4 for 35. Trey Palmer, 2 for 29. Sterling Shepard, 3 catches for 18 yards. Sean Tucker, 1 for 12. Ryan Miller, 3 for 19. This ain't it, man. I think Jalen McMillan is going to be fine. But, I mean, I really thought Jalen McMillan was going to be, right out the gate really good, right away. But he's struggling right now. The chemistry's not there. That lets you know how many reps Chris Godwin and Mike Evans got with Baker Mayfield. They dominated the reps in training camp, in practice. And now you got Jalen McMillan and Trey Palmer out there. They got no chemistry with Baker Mayfield. He don't know where they're going to be at. Kirk Cousins had 224 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half. Man, it's a struggle, man. It's getting worse, folks. Every game, these last 2 games, is not it, folks. It's getting worse. Cade Otton had 9 catches, and pretty much I think 6 of them came in the first quarter. I think 5 or 6 of them came in the first quarter. And then The second, third, and fourth quarter, Cade Otton was nowhere to be found. It's not good, folks. Bucky Irvin, man. Teams are going to squeeze the Bucs so bad, man. They're going to squeeze them so bad. Even when Mike Evans come back, they're just going to put a man shell over him. They're going to squeeze the Bucs so bad, man. Graham Barton kind of struggling a little bit this game. He struggled a little bit. Graham Barton's okay, but I don't like the way this team's set up, man. It's set up to basically be competitive, but not really be elite. It's going to get really bad for the Bucs moving forward, man. It's not going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. What can the Bucs do better? Throw the ball more? I'm literally watching this game, folks. It's the Falcons. It's not like the Falcons got any crazy defense, bro. It's going to get these next two games is going to get really ugly. And the Giants game will not be easy, folks. I promise you. I promise you, the Giants game will not be easy. The Bucs are basically a screen spamming team. They spam a lot of screens, folks, and dump offs. Wait till they get a little cold. That ain't gonna work, man. I promise you. The screens and dump offs, that ain't gonna work moving forward. I'm telling y'all, man. They're gonna shut that down, man. And what about the fake punt, folks? What y'all think about that call? Was it the right call, the fake punt? Hashtag why? Was that a good call, folks? The fake punt? It was 24-17. The Bucs were not in danger or nothing like that. They were still in the game, and they called a fake punt. Freaking Jesse Bates, man. I hate that guy. Freaking Jesse Bates, man. Get on my freaking nerves, man. Freaking Jesse Bates, man. That dude is a problem, man. That dude is really good. He's really good. Like, why is Jesse Bates so freaking good? Like, can anybody explain that? Why is Jesse Bates so freaking like he's giving us problems, man? It's like, you know how Winfield Jr. gives the Falcons problems? Or Luke Kuechly used to give the Bucs problems. Jesse Bates is giving the Bucs really problems. Like for real. He's a problem. Like, every time he's around the ball, it's like, can't throw the ball around him. Stop throwing the ball or running the ball by Jesse Bates. And they did this without Justin Simmons. If you watch this game, you can't play around Jesse Bates. You can't do that. The interception was crazy. I just watched the interception, folks. Why would you even throw the ball near him? That don't make any sense. What was the issue? Why are you throwing the ball around Jesse Bates? That dude is too free. He's just as good as Winfield Jr. Right now, he's playing better than Winfield Jr. Right now, Jesse Bates and Justin Hamilton are the two best safeties in the NFL. There's no knock on Winfield Jr. It's just right now what my eyes tell me. Jesse Bates and Kyle Hamilton are the two best safeties. Kyle Hamilton is going to be the highest paid safety in the NFL. Jesse Bates is a beast. And they did this without Justin Simmons, the other guy. I admire Jesse Bates, man. I rock with him like that. I like good football players, man. Winfield Jr., Jesse Bates, Kyle Hamilton. I like guys like that. Justin Simmons. I like good guys in the back end of your defense that's going to make something happen, that can erase things. No, the Lions are on a mission, bro. Is it me or Tyler Algier is a better running back running the ball than Bijan Robinson? I'm watching the game, folks. Is it me or Tyler Algier is a better running back than Bijan Robinson, like running the ball? He's at Kyle Hamilton sold yesterday. Hey, man. I mean, hey, that's Kyle Hamilton's fault, T. I mean, what? That's Kyle Hamilton's fault. You got to catch that interception, buddy. I mean, who you gonna get mad at, T? Are you mad at the quarterback or you mad at Kyle Hamilton? I mean, who are you blaming? I mean, what's going on here? We're talking about football, T. Come on, Big T. We're talking about football. You got to catch that. Kyle Hamilton's got to catch that interception, fam. Because guess what happened? The next play, touchdown. What are we doing here, T? Yeah, I'm just saying. That doesn't change the fact that Kyle Hamilton is a top 3 safety. He's a beast. Kyle Hamilton is a beast. I can care less about, yesterday he sold. That doesn't change the fact. The fact of the matter is he's a top 3 safety. That doesn't change anything. He dropped the interception. So what? A lot of guys drop interceptions, fam. Ed Reed dropped interceptions. Troy Polamalu dropped interceptions. Bob Sanders dropped what are we doing, T? Are you nitpicking? Well, he's not a top safety. He's not a top safety because he sold yesterday. Come on, man. Don't be a goofy. Brewer had 2 sacks yesterday, folks. A backup deep tackle had 2 sacks. CJ Brewer had 2 sacks, folks. Vita had none. Logan Hall had none. Joe Tryon had none. Kalaji Clancy had none. Is it me or Antoine Winfield Jr. still hurt? First down. That's a big win for the Falcons, man. Bucky Irvin only had, and as good as Bucky Irvin plays, he only had 9 carries for 44 yards. How does Sean Tucker only get 2 carries? What was that about? Do they not like Sean Tucker? CJ Brewer had 2 sacks, man. I'm literally watching the game, talking to y'all at the same time. That fake punt was, I just watched the fake punt for y'all. I just watched the Bucs fake punt. That was awful. That was freaking terrible. That was freaking terrible. I like Jesse Bates. I don't know why that dude rolled to me. Jesse Bates raw as hell, man. But what was the Bucs thinking, man? No, Winfield Jr. is kind of slow. Like Winfield Jr. don't have like really great speed. Winfield Jr. is kind of slow. I just watched B. John Robinson get that touchdown. They called it back. Raheem Morris outcoached Todd Bowles. That fake punt was terrible. He said all three Florida teams in shambles. Shambles. Trafalgar Law. Anybody watch One Piece? Trafalgar Law? Shambles. Shambles. One Piece. Everybody watch One Piece? Shambles. Trafalgar Law. That's a raw anti-hero. Trafalgar Law is a beast, dog. I like his powers, man. The op fruit. Anybody like the op fruit? Shambles. The op fruit. Anyway, yeah, I just watched that fake punt, folks. That was terrible. That was terrible. You got to check out of that. You got to check out of that fake punt, man. That was game-changing, folks. First down. What did Vita Vea do this game? What did Vita do this game? He was terrible. Levante David getting old, ankle issue. Vita always got his hands on his hips. Think he's Superman. The Bucs got to get better on defensive line, man. We need 2 more defensive linemen next draft. Travis Jones, Jeffrey Simmons. That touchdown, that last touchdown the Falcons had, man, Kirk Cousins had all day. Kirk Cousins he got through 4 or 5 progressions. Kirk Cousins went through 4 or 5 progressions before he threw the ball to B. John Robinson for the last touchdown they got to make it 31-17. That fake punt changed the game. I mean, what are we doing here? Levante David got an ankle injury. He's getting old. Can you imagine if Levante David is not playing? We're going to get destroyed, man. That fake punt was terrible. That play that Kirk Cousins dropped back. He looked to the right. He looked at 3 o'clock. He looked at 1 o'clock. He looked at 12 o'clock. He looked at 11 o'clock. Then he went to 10 o'clock. Dropped the ball up to Bijan Robinson touchdown. Where was the pressure at? But I thought Jason Light can draft. He can't draft D linemen, folks. But he a top 5 GM, right? You can't get it. You can't draft the D linemen. You can't draft the linebackers. You can't draft cornerbacks. Savassi Dennis is out for the season, Ryan Howard. I'm watching this game as I talk to y'all, and I'm literally telling y'all what I see. Liam Cohen thinks this is college, man. The fake punt was awful. I don't care less how you feel about that. It's stupid. There was no need for that. The game was still in reach. Goofy play call. Levante David gonna be nicked up now. He got ankle injury. Can you imagine a defense with no Levante David, with KJ Britt and Russell out there? Oh, we're gonna get shredded. Just watched the interception by AJ Terrell. Just watched the interception by AJ Terrell. That was a terrible throw. Fake punt was terrible. tried to drive the ball. He tried to throw the ball like a laser. Lob the ball up, goofy. Drive the ball and lob the ball, goofball. Our depth is terrible. He trying to fire the ball in like he got a cannon. Lob the ball, Baker Mayfield. That's a touchdown. The Bucs got some depth issues. They're not as talented as y'all thought they were. A lot of undrafted guys, a lot of try-hard guys. That's not good enough. Atlanta's the better team this year, folks. We got swept. Right now, Atlanta's in the driving seat, even though we one game behind Atlanta Falcons. But technically, we down 2 games. We technically down. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We technically down. Yeah. So we're down 2 games in a way, if you think about it, because we can't tie with them. But this year, the Atlanta Falcons is the better team in the division. And a lot of media members picked the Atlanta Falcons to win the division. We got terrible depth. Let me read some of these super chats. Byron Moore, $2 super chat. This season, trash. Look, man, I wouldn't call this season trash. It's disappointing. I think people got too beside themselves because of the Lions win. They got beside themselves. I told everybody to calm down. Wait till about week 8, 9, 10. I literally told people this, and people didn't want to listen. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Adam Shavers, $5 super chat. Every wanted to pay this Jag Baker. What? I don't know. I think you might have missed a couple words there, Adam. Every wanted to pay the Jag Baker. So you think Baker Mayfield is just another guy? You think he's just another guy? Adam Shavers, another $5 super chat. I wanted a Jag. Give me Dak. The Cowboys lost again. Big Buck, $5 super chat. OC refuses to commit to the run game. I don't get it. But Jameis looked and beat the Ravens. LOL. That was a crazy game too. Yep. Yeah, he came in yesterday, and I don't know why Liam Cohen didn't want to commit to the running game. 17 rushes by the running backs. And as far as the Winston situation, I mean, what he had, 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, granted, it was a couple dropped interceptions, but that ain't his fault. You got to catch him. Baker Mayfield threw interceptions against the Ravens. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? So the stats say he had a better game against the Ravens than Baker Mayfield. No, the coulda, woulda, dropped interceptions, that don't count. That's not a stat, you know. But Winston got the Browns winning. He was better than Deshaun Watson anyway. I don't even know what Cleveland Browns. I know why the Cleveland Browns was playing Deshaun Watson. $253 million guaranteed. That was the reason why Deshaun Watson was playing. Mopar Buck, $20 super chat. First down. All the media platforms are calling out Baker on his play, and he's had 4-game momentum swinging INTs the last 2 games. Yet we have 3 producing running backs, and Baker is literally putting our bad defense back on the field. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Baker had some terrible throws too, man. He missed on a couple throws that he should have made. Wide open. Ryan Miller, wide open. He missed it. Baker missed some bad throws. I mean, Jalen McMillan a couple times. Ryan Miller wide open. But yeah, I hope they call him out even more, man. He's playing bad. I care less about the stats. Byron Moore, $5 super chat. I feel like our OC position is just an addition spot so these guys can move on. Because there's no logic with these calls. And get Bowles out of here. Adam Schaefer's $5 super chat. Baker play like the quarterback from the movie Replacement. That's funny, man. Mopar Buck with a $10 super chat. Kirk Cousins averages 1 TD on the rest of the league, but has 9 on us in 2 games. That team has blow stats from playing us in just 2 games. So Bowles' scheme is not built for nothing McVay or Kyle Shanahan. You're right, man. Bowles' defense is food, man. As Sal say, food. Food, man. Sandoval 813, $2 super chat. Since he dissed Tom Brady, he's been going downhill. I guess the guy's having too much fun, right? Adam Shavers, $5 super chat. Bowles tried to cover up the trash D line with blitzing and leaving the young secondary on an island. Teams know this and killing this defense. Yeah, that is a good point, Adam Shavers. He know the D line is weak. That's why he's blitzing a lot. Oh, the Bucs got 17 sacks. Yeah, over half of them are from blitzing. They can't get to the quarterback normal. Mopar Buck, $20 super chat. Buckos, they are. I heard them. They are pissed about it. Trust me. You talking about Baker, right? Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the super chats, man. Is that Fire Bowls? Yeah, Atlanta's been healthy for the most part. Shout out to Cade Otton, though, man. Shout out to Cade Otton, man. You know, I've been tearing Cade Otton up, man. Yeah, he missed 3 throws, 3 wide open throws. He missed them. He said, Ryan Howard said, this defense is worse than Mike Smith defense. No way. Mike Smith defense was terrible. On top of that, the Bucs didn't have a running game. Mike Smith said, I don't believe in sacks. I'm literally watching the game and talking to y'all at the same time.
Confidence you have to just let that ball rip, knowing the last time you threw in that guy's area, almost exactly.
I wonder what Liam Cohen's going to do next game. Is he going to tone it down with all the throwing the ball 50 times? Kirk Cousins, 23 for 29, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Outplayed Baker Mayfield and not even close. Bijan Robinson, 13 carries for 63 yards. He had a couple long runs called back, so he probably should have had about $150. Tyler Algier had 12 for 33. Yaya Diaby being nicked up. Levante David nicked up. No, Drake London didn't do nothing. Drake London had 4 catches for 34 yards. The Falcons had no sacks. How did we lose this game? Todd Bowles got out-coached by Raheem Morris again. Drake London didn't do anything. Kirk Cousins got 9 touchdowns in 2 games against the Bucs.
Eventually, the clock rules change inside of 5 minutes. If you step out of bounds, stops the clock until the next snap.
Kirk Cousins got 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. 9 touchdowns against the Bucs, man. No interceptions.
Take a look now. It's going to be first down, but the ball's going to be back towards midfield. To the officials to officially mark off the penalty, and they're going to end up on their side of the field, just shy of the 50. Spotted at the 46. So officially down in distance is first down at 22. Line to gain is the.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. My bad. I had to read that again. My bad.
Closer at BYU and has been a solid closer for the Falcons. He's in to protect. Cousins floats it out to the sideline for London, and he's going to get wrapped up at the 46-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play.
The Bucs got terrible depth.
And it's a good job by Tampa Bay to at least keep London in, or good job by London, I should say, to stay in.
Adam Shavers, $2 super chat. Not saying much. Outcoaching a toilet bowl. No, the Bucs need so many pieces, man. The Chiefs made a trade. They traded for Josh Uche, pass rusher. Yeah, the Bucs got too many undrafted players as backups. The Bucs need cornerbacks. They need linebackers. They need defensive linemen. The Bucs' depth is terrible. But Jason Light responsible for the roster, right? Top 10 roster. Shambles. The opt-out fruit. Shambles. Don't give me this. Yeah, our backups is like bottom 3 in the NFL. Shambles. Opt-out fruit. CJ Brewer had a good game. Now our backups are like undrafted, 7th round guys, 6th round guys. That's not good enough, man. We ain't got no good backups, man. Who's our good backup? CJ Brewer? CJ Brewer played better than Vita Vea. He played better than Logan Hall and Joe Tryon-Stoinka. Oh, here we got a Falcons fan talking about rise up. Dog, Anthony Richards was 10 for 32 for 775 yards.
Tampa Bay, what's our best defense against these short yardage? Fourth down and 1. It is Cousins to try to sneak it, and he gets pushed ahead for the first down. Well, just like we all predicted, this game was going to come down to the legs of Kirk Cousins. Of course. The long scramble on second down, you can tell they are not thinking he's running quarterback sneak. He's probably lined up under center.
Dog, Raheem Morris outcoached Ty Bowles. Anthony Richards was 10 for 32 for 175 yards. Man, that's crazy. William Golson is useless.
From Tampa Bay. These are the key plays. The 13-yard scramble by Cousins got him right near the line to gain. 3rd and 1. Algier gets stopped, and then here's Cousins. Pretty remarkable. I mean, after everything that's been said, fighting the Achilles injury, playing some of his best ball.
Kirk Cousins got 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and 9 of those against the Bucs. What the? If you don't want to show up at the end of the game and stop the run.
This is the 10th time in Kirk Cousins' career that he's had 4 touchdown passes. Twice it's happened this year against Tampa Bay. Never had a 5-touchdown pass game, and Atlanta only had 2. Matt Ryan had one of them. Wade Wilson had the other. Worth noting, Todd Bowles decided to let it run down after that 4th and short to the 2-minute warning. Only had 2 timeouts left, so here after 3rd down, he cannot stop. Here's Robinson to the edge. Vita Vea catches up to him, so you're going to
Vita Vea made his 3 best plays at the very end of the game.
And chess moves to play in these final 75 seconds.
The Chiefs made a trade for a pass rusher.
Back to some of this timing stuff. And again, there's so many ways to play the clock at the end of the games with 2 minutes. A lot of teams believe you take the timeouts on the plus 2 minutes. When Kirk Cousins picked up that first down, it was 2 minutes and 24 seconds left. That ball was snapped. You take your timeout there before first down, you can get a couple plays, use your timeouts, then use the
Baker had a chance to win the game, don't get the team down there and score a touchdown. I said he was going to miss that. I said he was going to miss that kick.
You mentioned all the reliable kicks that he's made.
The Bucs had a chance to win the game. Baker Mayfield. I mean, Baker had a minute left. I mean, what happened? Baker still had a chance to win the game. Baker was not good throwing the ball deep, man. Baker was not good throwing the ball down the field, man. And throwing the balls to the middle of the field. That was goofy too, man. Yeah, the Hail Mary was terrible. I'm watching the game right now, folks. It's at the very end. I mean, Baker still had a chance to make it happen. Damn, man. Throwing the ball in the middle of the field, man. You got to stop the clock, fam. You ain't got no timeouts, Baker. You can't force the ball in the middle of the field.
Unfortunately, the police officer took the brunt of this in his back. Baker Mayfield, he made plays when he had to. Can't say enough about this matchup. And
at least the Saints lost 6 in a row. The Panthers lost again. They 1-7. The Saints are 2-6. The Saints will be picking in the top 5 in the draft. The Saints are terrible. Dennis Allen will be fired. They will move on from Derek Carr. Somebody gonna pick up Derek Carr like goofies. Demario Davis probably get traded or released. Marshawn Lattimore might get traded. The Saints have lost 6 in a row. The Panthers are 1-7. It's basically the Bucs and the Falcons. Chimichanga. Anyway. Well, folks, I think I'm done. I just watched the whole game, talked to y'all the whole entire time. The Bucs lose to the Falcons 31-24. The Bucs have been swept by the Falcons. And it's kind of I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough to come out of this hole right here. And even though when Mike Evans do come back, it's gonna take him a game or two to get back right. And then teams are gonna bracket him anyway. You know what I'm saying? But at least we'll beat the Panthers. We'll beat the Panthers twice, and we'll beat the Giants hopefully. So that'll put us like 7 wins. The Cowboys game gonna be tricky. The Chargers game gonna be tricky, and the Saints game gonna be kind of tricky because Saints always kind of play us kind of weird. So, yep. So the Saints, Cowboys, and the Chargers are the 3 games I'm looking at in the back half of the season. Yep. Y'all, that's the games I'm looking at, folks. 3 games in the back half of the season. Anyway, it's going to be tough to come out of this hole, folks, whether y'all like it or not. You might not want to believe it, but it's going to be tough. That Lions win, that Eagles win, oh, well, it was fun. But we couldn't have no WTF games. This was a WTF game. The both games against the Falcons were WTF games. The Broncos was a WTF game. So we've had 3 WTF games. Three WTF games. Anyway, shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining. Folks, we're 4-4. We're not out of the woods yet. I mean, we're still good. We're still okay, but it's gonna be a rough climb, folks. It's gonna be tough for the Bucs, and the Bucs gonna have to overcome a lot of stuff. You know, these next 2 games, man, can we win them? Sure, we can win the next 2 games, of course. There is a possibility that the Bucs can win both of these games. There's also a possibility that the Bucs can win one of the games. There's also a possibility that the Bucs can lose both games. But remember, the probability over possibility. The probability of the Bucs losing both games is extremely high. The probability the Bucs going into the bye week at 4-6 is extremely high. I hate to tell y'all that. But there's a chance that the Bucs can go 5-5. That's a chance. There's a chance that the Bucs can go 6-4. But the 2 teams that we're playing that they're playing next are better than the Bucs. And that's just a fact. I don't care less about stats. The 49ers and the Chiefs are better than the Bucs. But I see an 8-9, 9-8 season coming. Mm-hmm. Even if we get to the playoffs, I mean, what are we going to do? With that being said, fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flag. Hashtag why? Hashtag what are we doing? Hashtag what is this? Hashtag don't get mad at me. I don't play the game. I just talk about it. Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag probability over possibility. Hashtag reality over optimism. Hashtag, oh, you negative. Yeah, whatever. I'll see y'all later this week, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. BucosLocker signing out. I'm out.